we are ready to zoom over to good old F1 here. Sorry,
Buckle
F1.
up.
Buckle up. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, F1 the movie. Because they for some reason they changed the branding on it. I don't know, or I don't know
I
how.
mean, if you search up F1, it's going to come up with Formula One, not the movie.
That is a good point. That is a good point.
I literally made that mistake a few times already because we've
Oh,
talked
really?
about it many times. I go F1 and then I'm like, oh, this isn't the movie.
Let's see. Yeah, F1, Formula One. Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
just
I'm
Google.
pretty sure that's why that's there, is so people literally can type in the movie
Yeah, that's
and
true.
go straight to it.
F1 movie. Boop.
You know,
So I saw this movie. Um, I wanted to see it in IMAX. I saw it in IMAX at uh, an AMC here. It's not like a true IMAX. There's only one true IMAX here, but it's a really huge screen. Um, but the theater was nasty, so that was disappointing because I hadn't been there in years. But I work up in Scottsdale, so this theater wasn't too far. So I just like literally got off of work and drove over and saw it. And I saw it opening night, I think. Um, I thought the movie was good. Um, for me, I'm sure that people would think it's slow, um, too long. But honestly, for me, they got past the first half hour. I Once they're actually racing, I think it moved pretty well for me. Um, I guess I like Brad Pitt. I think he's charismatic and it worked. And I think if it was somebody else, it wouldn't work as well. But I think because I like Brad Pitt, it works for me. Um, Honestly, the weakest part of the movie for me was the Damson Idris's character, who's the young upstart guy racer. I thought his character was very, very weak, very generic, and he has like an epiphany, and it's just like, okay, this is how I feel now, and um, I don't think I don't think there was enough for him, like acting wise, but also I'm also not seeing anything from him. I think he's fine, serviceable. But I haven't seen other things that he's been in. Um, but this guy is rumored to maybe be Black Panther, and I would say good luck to him, because I'm not seeing it. But yeah, what'd you think?
um, I'm definitely in the camp that it's too long.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only interesting character in this entire film is Brad Pitt. Um, it's held up by the racing, and I even have lots of issues with that. Um, Especially since they take a much more like realism take on it. And it's probably just because I pay attention too much, and you can definitely just be like movie magic in a way type of thing. Um, but that's just me. I don't hold that against it. But I'd say its biggest problem by far is nobody in this movie has any character growth whatsoever. But you take any character in the film, and this is what they do. They listen to Brad Pitt, you get wins. That is everybody's story arc the entire film. They disagree with him on something stupid. Then he's like, you're no, I'm not doing that. And then they have to do it because he's the driver, and then they win. That's basically the entire movie. Um, and I think they had a lot of interesting things here. What they did, they made the wrong movie. This should have been the Brad Pitt movie, and it should have been his whole life. It should have been they had the beats with the dad that was there but never touched on. He had many different quirks with his socks and his cards and the gambling. He had different wives, all interesting stuff about him. I would have liked to see, and all you don't see any of that for. And then what we got was just boring and
Mm.
bleh. All the characters to me were just boring.
I would the I like okay, I see what you're saying. But it's yeah, it's F1. Do you have the
Yeah, I
branding? They
know.
want to do the F1 thing. I think the racing is fantastic in the movie.
It's not just that. You could, because was in F1 previously, so you could
Yeah,
still keep that title, but it's more about him. But
yeah. I yeah, I see what you're saying. And you're not the only one that I've heard that from. Uh, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't 100% disagree with you. But I I I I enjoyed this movie, to be
I
honest
think
with you.
it's I think it's wrapped up pretty enough with bells and whistles to keep you entertained.
Oh yeah.
But I think if you think about the movie at all, it's just very shallow. It doesn't.
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
I mean, my favorite part of the what is this character's name? His Damson Idris's character. What is his name?
Pierce, something Pierce.
J. Yeah, he called him JP or whatever.
Yeah,
So Jay's most interesting part of his character was his mom. For me, uh,
yeah. And I mean, that wasn't even particularly interesting in my
yeah,
opinion. But yeah, I see what you're
I
saying.
liked her. I don't know. Maybe I just like her. I don't know, but I liked their interactions with his mom were good. He has like a manager. I don't care. They're it's like whatever. He's like no, I'm gonna do my own thing. Whatever. Is Yeah, I think his Brad Pitt's charisma uh, keeps this movie going, and the racing is really good. And there's a bunch of races. Yeah, I like that they go to Vegas, of course. And F1 happens in Vegas, so that's cool. Um, I think I like Carrie Condon. I think she has like a warmth to her. That's the lady that he likes or whatever. Um, I think Javier Bardem did a good job, but I mean he always does a good job. Um, there's some, they talk about the board a lot. I thought that was sort of interesting, to be honest. There's some storylines about with the board there. I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, it is very kind of generic sports movie. But I know kind of what I'm coming in for. And yeah, I think there's a lot of movies where it qualified for me. Did I Was I entertained? The answer is yes. So that's good. That's a thumbs up. Um, was I entertained all the way through? No. Um, but I think I think it's good. It's good enough. I don't know. I liked the racing and everything. I thought the sound and the look, especially in the racing, the cars flipping, cars crashing, cars exploding, all that stuff was well done. Um, yeah, it's honestly the same kind of problem that I have with like an Avatar. where it looks good, but I think the story is generic and nothing, nothing resonates with me that much. Or will I be maybe like, oh yes, I loved this plot beat in this movie? Will that stay with me, or a line? No, but I'll remember the fun experience and the cool theater, watching. And I don't care about racing. I'm definitely never going to watch F1 race, but thought it looked pretty cool. Um, so yeah, but yeah, the pretty generic themes of wanting to be the best and trying to overcome things and whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
um,
I just think you could have still had what you liked out of this film and had it be 45 minutes shorter. Um,
no, I can see why it would be shorter. I, yeah, I don't know. So what you're telling me is just cut out the other character and just be Brad Pitt.
I'm I already said I think you made the wrong movie.
Yeah.
So I already disagree with like the entire movie. Um,
Hmm.
but if you wanted to save it, just save time, cut some of the pit crew stuff. There was like a little pit crew lady that had some lines for some reason.
I actually kind of
Um,
liked that. I don't know. That worked for me for some reason, but
it's just so like you have this like team camaraderie thing,
yeah.
but
That,
man,
that
that
was
just
somewhat.
fell so flat because
Oh,
all of them ended up just listening to Brad Pitt, and that was how you
I
won.
I would say yes and no. I mean, they worked as a team. I liked their team camaraderie. I liked them talking to each other on the headset and stuff. I liked all that stuff. I can, yeah. I mean, you would go, oh, I don't know why these people are in it or whatever, but I kind of liked that it's their, it affects everybody, and I don't know. Maybe it's just something I'm not familiar with, so it piques my
I
interest or
just think there
something.
was there was too many. I think if you wanted to keep the romance, even though I feel like the romance is shoehorned in too, I
I
don't
don't.
even think the romance was needed.
Well, the good thing about the romance is it was short. Um,
That's
it's
true.
like
Yeah, that's
Top
why I
Gun,
was like, don't even need to cut it because it didn't take up that much
like
screen
Top
time.
Gun
So
Maverick. There was like I don't need a sex scene. This movie didn't have a sex scene. They just go right. They just move on. Kind of thing.
I mean, there's a
Top Gun
little.
Maverick, there was like slow motion.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That was ridiculous and long and unnecessary. This one is just like pretty quick. It just but I think that their chemistry was good, and I think they moved it along pretty quick, and it wasn't very much. Um, so
Hmm.
that worked for me because they have the romance because they want ladies to see it. Um, but uh, so um, so that didn't bother me. Yeah, I would say that. Okay, whatever. My rate. I'm just gonna get to ratings because
Cool. Yeah, I
I,
think I do want to talk spoilers, but yeah.
I'm at. I was higher on it, but now we've talked about it. I'm still feeling like I liked it. I had a good time watching it, and I think when the racing happened, it moved for me. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Is where I'm at.
Okay.
Because 7 is good. I liked it and I was entertained, and I think it was so well made in the technical stuff and the racing stuff. And the racing is a lot. There's a lot of racing in this. I think they show like 6 full races and then a couple of like half races, and then one that I think they just pretty much like skipped over. But there's a lot of races here.
I just
And
felt like none of them were impactful. Um, which, if you focused on his life, then there would be more impactful ones throughout his
mm,
life. So you would still have the good story beats
mhm.
and impactful races. So it's a little bit more. I feel like they basically just failed most of the time until the end. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Continue.
Uh, no, I I was just wondering where you were gonna rate it.
Oh, I'm between a 5 and a 6. I'll give it a 6 because I mean, they did a good job with the racing. It does look really good. You can tell what's going on. But I have lots of nitpicks with the racing that I know you won't even have thought about. I'll go over it briefly. I won't try to draw on it too long because I know you don't like it when I do. Um,
Okay, what is it? Hit me. I'm ready. We're going
okay,
to get into spoilers here.
spoilers here. Okay, so where to start here? Okay, should I start with like the nittiest nitpicks or like the biggest one that's like
Give me the biggest one first, obviously.
okay? The biggest one is he's like, I need a thing that lets me overtake on turns. Okay. And
Okay.
she goes into the lab and she comes up with a little squiggly thing that they put on the side of the car.
Uh huh.
And then throughout the rest of the film, they overpass all the time, just on
Hmm.
straightaways, all the time.
Okay.
And so
They
if
do it
you're
on
going to,
corners too, but go ahead.
I'm not saying they did a little, but the whole point of the change and they have this big deal that they can't use it, therefore they just completely suck now. Um they don't it doesn't match up and it really just like annoys the crap out of me that they
Hmm.
did that. Um
Okay.
so it just becomes just kind of plot armor for them to do whatever they want during the races and it's just like if you're going to make a plot point about that's how they win, then make it like they don't say how having that little thing makes them be able to be more aggressive on turns. They just say you
I
can take more dirt or something like a throwaway line.
I
You
think
could have made that
that,
a big point and a cool point of the racing.
like I said, I think they're emphasizing the team aspect. The everything has to go well. So, and also that includes the driver. Like he's a good driver, obviously, and he's saying, okay, we need to do this, this, and this, and then part of what was making them not successful is their car. So someone had a thought and went, okay, well, you need something that'll fix this specific part of the racing. So she does that, and that you know, you know, works with her character, and then also that's part of the team, right? And then there's like the
Yeah.
pit
Well, I mean, it
crew
was Brad
lady.
Pitt's idea,
It was Brad Pitt's
but yeah.
idea, but you know what I mean. It's they're working together. The point was that they're a team and they have to work together, and everyone has to do their part to make it a winning machine here, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the point. I don't think it was okay, and now they're unstoppable.
I'm saying I was nitpicking. You can
Yeah.
look past it. I understand that, but for me, it bothers me. The other
Okay.
two things in the first race, he's basically just crashing into a bunch of crap and other people to put debris on the field to slow the race. He
Uh-huh.
would have been thrown out of that race so soon. That's not even that's kind of nitpicky. I got past that. Um, there's that, and then there's lots of times where he basically makes other people like take pit stops and things. Um, and they even show in the movie that you only need to take like two, maybe three on the high end for pit stops. But then
Hmm.
he's making the other teams pit stop like 5 times in a race. They could just stay on the road. So it's just like if you think about it at all, it doesn't really help you at all that you're making a pit stop. Of course, but
I
they're
have
just
no
like, oh,
idea.
we better pit. Yeah, I know. If you pay attention just a little bit, it's just like it doesn't make any sense.
I have no idea. I don't know how many times people need to pit, or I don't
But
know. It's
they show in the movie that there's our plan A is to pit twice here and
yeah. Well, they
here.
needed a
Blah blah
pit
blah.
to change the tires or something or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's just stuff that I just don't care. So I it
Yeah, you
doesn't
just
bother me.
gloss over. I get it.
Yeah.
You can surpass it, but when all three of those things compounded for me, then I'm just like, well, it looks nice, so I guess I'll accept it. But
Andrew, I have a question for you. Did you like this movie or Gran Turismo more?
I don't remember what I gave Gran Turismo, but I like this one more. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just curious.
If you thought I didn't like Gran Turismo
It's
that
funny because
much,
that
so
movie is about Lewis Hamilton. Gran Turismo is that, and then he's like in F1, and he's like a world champion like many times over, and he's in this movie. He's one of the producers on the movie. It's just kind of funny seeing him, and then saw Gran Turismo. That's like literally about his life, where he's like a true. This is true life underdog, and then you're in watching this movie with a fictional underdog, and he's trying to beat a real life, actually very interesting true underdog story. Is kind of interesting to me.
yeah.
um, yeah, that was one thing that I thought about when I was leaving. I was like, Lewis Hamilton is like, this is like a real, he's a real person that like just came, literally was playing video games or whatever, and now he's like a world champion. But we've already seen his story. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. All right,
Yeah.
what's your other nitpick there?
No, those are my three nitpicks on the racing. I
You
mean, I
said
could go detailed on the
you only said
characters,
two,
but
I think, because you said the squiggly part,
him pitting and then him
pitting.
not
Oh,
being
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Not
ejected
being
from a
kicked out
match.
of the game or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right. Um. Okay. Any other spoiler stuff? You want to get into?
I mean, I could nitpick the crap out of all the side characters, but I don't think it's necessary. I think just saying that they all just listen to what Brad Pitt says is enough to show that the plot sucks. Um, and that I thought everything was there was lots of interesting bits of Brad Pitt that just weren't touched on because they were touching on other things. So
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you. It's not, the plot wasn't spectacular or anything like to write home about. But yeah, I think I just give um slack when I like the actors and I think they do a good job, and I think the movie overall is good and I was entertained, so I'm more lax about it. I think if the plot was lame and it wasn't entertaining movie overall, then you have a problem. And to be honest, this movie could have been pretty boring. I just think they have the racing really helps it sell. And if you had somebody else as the lead, it would have been bad. Like, um, so yeah, I get it. He just goes back to racing, doing random racing at the end, which I thought was weird. I don't know if they were thinking about doing, they're opening that up for a sequel. Like, I don't know what the point of that was, what the
I
thought
mean,
process is.
the point is he's still always going to chase the dream. He doesn't care if he kicks it. Regardless, he's going to find a way to be on the open road.
But why
And
wouldn't he just keep doing F1?
F1, because he's really old and
Because they only
he,
won one race. They didn't even win like a championship or anything. Like, they didn't win, like,
yeah,
they weren't world,
they
you
won
know.
his company back from the board.
Ah, okay. Oh, and I actually did like the board member guy being a dick. I
Yeah, What a twist! The white bald dude with all the money was the bad guy in the end.
Uh, I I didn't realize that was gonna happen or whatever. I thought that was an interesting wrinkle. The thing is that we know that they're gonna win because it's the
Yeah,
last race. I
yeah.
don't know why you would have it be the last race. I think is too cliche. It should have to be like the second to last race or something. That they could win or something. I
Mm.
don't know. Just having it be the last race is so
Well,
manufactured.
that's what I was saying. That all the other races really didn't have any kind of impact on the story.
I would
It's
say that's not true because they're building a rapport and they're building the team, whatever. I think I can see why you're saying that, but I think that's not factually 100% correct.
mm.
But I can see why you feel that way.
Also that one crash where his car literally explodes.
Yeah.
And you came out with just like some burns on your hands. I think that's a bunch of baloney right there.
I think that looked sick, but yeah, I don't know how he wouldn't have been dead. Or yeah,
Not, I mean, if you wanted to say he was still alive, but there's no way you're just like you. They didn't even do anything special. They just had his hands wrapped like he was Rocky,
hmm yeah,
and then he was fine.
that's how it works, Andrew. It's just your hands, man.
Yeah.
You just wrap them up.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and then
And his
after,
his hands
sorry,
probably fine afterwards. They should have him
yeah,
have like burned hands or something.
yeah, they didn't. They never even showed his hands like
Yeah,
unwrapped or anything.
yeah, they're
Just
just
it's
like
glossed over.
he's just good. Yeah, yeah. It's the got to get back up, whatever thing. Uh,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a sports movie.
yeah.
Um,
There
I
are
don't know.
better ones than this. That
That's true.
a lot better.
There's worse ones too. Um,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
What do you think? What's the best sports movie?
Remember the Titans?
That's a good one. That's a good movie. I like Coach Carter. It's a good movie. Um,
Yeah, those basketball ones in like the 2000s are pretty good.
mm-hmm.
There was there's a couple. You know what movie I like better than this? That's just kind of cringe.
What?
Like Mike. I'd rather watch that than watch
I
F1 ever
I
again.
like any sport movie that is kids being in this, like a Little Big League, Rookie of the Year, like Mike. I like any of those, or as about Sandlot. That's the answer. Is the best sports movies the
Yeah,
Sandlot.
I didn't know if you wanted to consider that a sports
That's a
movie or
sports
I
movie.
mean it is, but it's like a kids movie, family movie as well. I don't know. I wanted to give you like the sports movie answer for sure. So,
Sandlot is the answer. I don't care who it's for. But I like any of those. Yes, when you're a kid and you're watching kids in the sports movie, the Mighty Ducks. I don't even like hockey, but I like the Mighty Ducks. I
well, I
like
think
you know
you need to be a kid for Sandlot. I feel like if you didn't
no
watch it as a kid and you watched it as an adult, like you're
no
probably gonna like remember the Titans more than you like
no.
Sandlot.
I disagree. You absolutely can like the Sandlot because you watch it and they seem like kids. It seems natural how
Okay,
the kids
fine,
act.
fine.
That
I
is a
would
well made
consider
movie.
both of those movies like 10 out of 10 movies, in my opinion, both of them.
I do
So,
like Remember the Titans. That's Denzel, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that helps. That
yeah,
helps.
it does.
Um, that's a good movie. Remember the Titans. Yeah, Sandlot. Let's yeah. Um, yeah. Um, so I'd say see this movie in theaters. It's probably gonna be not being able to see in a good theater by the time this review comes out, but definitely with sound design and the look of the movie and stuff. Yeah, I definitely say check it out in theaters.
I would say skip.
Skip completely.
Especially if you want to see it in IMAX and you're going to pay like $25 to see this. I don't think it's worth it.
I used my A list on this, but yeah.
I understand. There's a ways around it. I guess if you have an A list, what is that? Doesn't that let you see a movie every week for free?
3 movies a week.
Okay, so if you're already paying for 3 movies a week, yeah, you probably already saw it. But yeah, if you're like on the fence and you're like, do I want to see this? Bring my family to it? No. I would just skip. I wouldn't even stream it because it's too long and boring, and it's a lot of it's lost.
All right. Well, see it for me and skip it for Andrew. Yeah. There's good sports movies and there's bad sports movies, and this one was just a mid one for Andrew. Apparently.
Yeah, it falls in the middle. I didn't give it a 5. You know, maybe over time I'll like it less, most likely. So.
All right.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Until then.
This has been the Daniel and Andrew Show. Thank you for watching part of the Daniel and Andrew Show. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. If you don't like looking at our faces, no problem. There's always a full audio version of the podcast wherever you find your podcast. Thank you and enjoy.